Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM JC here with these four nerds because like I made the joke 2 weeks ago, we put water on one of them and we had another one grow. So as long as we don't feed them after midnight, I think we'll be okay here. Although they they are a little goblinish, a couple of them, which may explain. Maybe we put the water on Jeff, and that's what happened. So yeah, first nerd. And Tom's got these in order on the stream, and I'm not watching the stream, but Tom's below me in the stream. So, how you doing, Tom? Not on the stream, on my Discord.
I am good. I am here. I think Jeff is the most logical person that would turn into a goblin if you put water on him.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd also be the one eating after midnight, so you know.
You and me both. I ate after midnight last night. Big old piece of cake, Costco cake. That new nerd in the Green Bay Packers gear sitting there is one Rick LaFave. How are you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm good. Ready to dive into 2E and actually play.
It is, yeah. No more rules discussion. Now we play. We have done all the
rules
talking.
discussion.
Well, there'll be more rules discussion. This whole adventure is rules discussion. Because each little bit of it is something different. And I'm learning stuff even now as I'm reading. Stuff I knew that I'm remembering from 1E that's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's how they handled that. So we'll get into that later though. That man in the sexy fedora and the Mystery Machine t-shirt that I absolutely love is one Ryan Gupta. How you doing this morning, buddy?
What's up, dudes? Sunday morning, fantastic. It's getting warmer, like spring is sprung, baby. So it's happening today. Let's do some Pathfinder.
And last but not least, the Limerick Master, the Lore Keeper, the Lazy Dragon, Jeff Williams. I want to put your character names in between your names, and we haven't announced them yet.
You will have time. Well, I think we did last week, so it's not a surprise for our followers. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to take a bite out of Pathfinder here.
Awesome. Take a bite out of Pathfinder. Those old. What was that? McGruff the crime dog?
Yeah.
Take a bite out of crime. Dating myself there a bit. All right.
Fred McGriff?
Fred McGriff. Wow.
Mark McGrath?
That sounds like a good character name to me.
Fred McGriff was Toronto Blue Jays, right?
Played for the Braves.
I think that's right.
Braves?
Braves, yeah, Atlanta.
Braves? Did he play for both? Someone look that up. Anyways. We are starting our Pathfinder 2E beginner's box one shot, which is going to probably take us 3 or 4 sessions now that I'm looking at it because, there's stuff to fight and combat takes a little while. So my goal is to get halfway through the first floor today. If we get there, I'm happy. I don't know that we're going to get there. Part of that depends on you guys. There are choices to be made.
I'd like to walk out the front door.
You'd like to walk out the front door and you're just going to leave?
I feel like
go into the village.
I feel like I need to go to the bar first and then we'll come back. Maybe we'll get in a bar fight.
You did allow for a large bar scene, right? Like
at some point, yeah, maybe.
Pub crawl. Abandon the quest. It's pub crawl time.
Well, right here, Jeff, normally we'd have a limerick or a recap, but we don't have a recap unless you want to recap creating characters, which is kind of
I can, the recapping the last 2 weeks. We talked about rules and we talked about character creation. I don't have a limerick.
I think what I'd like to do here is just do a quick one-line refresher, give your character name and a little bit about what they're about. So we will start with Tom Norman.
I am a half-orc fighter. I am Bilbub Orc Beezer, or as everybody will be calling me, Bob. I am a 6'1" Viking-haired, fighter. I like competition, and I like to take competition to the next level, and then the level over that, and then probably the level over that, regardless of whether people are aware of that. That's my dude.
You're fading in and out for me. That may be better.
How about now?
I don't know. You'd have to talk longer than how about now?
Okay, so I am in half-orc, warrior fighter, monster guy that does stuff all over the
Better.
town. Okay.
And highly competitive. I started laughing as you were introducing because I'm going to introduce you for the next couple of mornings as Tom Bob Norman.
As well, you should. That is
Which is
the logical.
amazing. I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna roll clockwise here, which that means the next person is Rick.
Yep. I'm playing Chuck, the Goblin Bomber, and Chuck and Jeff's character, I'll let him introduce, kind of know each other from our work life in a mine. Chuck is the brains of the outfit and kind of the instigator between Jeff and Arms Bob, and we'll see how that goes.
I'm Bob and Rick Chuck.
It'll be fine. Munch Chuck Bob.
I'm Bob and Rick Chuck. Jeff.
Worst trailer park boys ever.
My character also a goblin, although mine is 5 foot tall, green, mouthful of pointy teeth. He generally is seen chewing on something. He's a barbarian and not too bright as barbarians go, and pretty much takes a lot of his direction from Chuck because Chuck is the brains of the operation.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I don't know what she's doing with this group. Ryan,
Yeah, so Lady Sylviana Frost, she is running away from her clan and probably finds herself at an odd little inn surrounded by an odd group of individuals, but I imagine we'll find that out shortly.
a couple of goblins and a half-orc.
And a dog.
Fantastic. And a dog. Yeah, there's a whole new set of dogs that we get, too. And beyond Tom's yippy dogs, we get some barreling hound dog.
You mean some actual real dogs?
The thing is I don't... Rick, I'm not sure that he can pick up his dog to show the stream. He'd be better off moving the camera. That's a big dog.
I'm sure at some point Ozzy will make an appearance, but
he is a
right now he's out in the living room.
He's literally probably 20 to 30 times the size of Tom's dogs.
That's not very tough.
No, Tom's dogs are adorable.
In case you're unaware.
Yeah. All right, so let's oh hell, I missed a note. And I forget. I can't remember. Yeah, it's gonna be part of my introduction.
It's called getting old.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. It's hang on. I am trying to find this out. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, cool. That was easy. Okay. Here we go. In the middle of the world of Galaria, in the inner sea region, is an island called Kortos. Most people know this island because it is home to the capital city of all of Galarian, the largest city in all of Galarian, Absalom. We are concerned about Kortos for a much smaller city. A small fishing and lumber village called Otari. You have found your way to Otari through various means and found each other, whether it be at a bar or an inn. You found yourself hanging out. The unlikely company of Lady Sylvania, Munch and Chuck running from a incident, shall we say, escaping a previous life, and Bob just looking for someone to possibly compete with. Whether it's arm wrestling or cards or throwing axes or dwarves. He's just looking for someone that wants to compete. The fishing aspect of Otari seems to have... there's a small problem. A lady named Tamerly Tanderville came to the inn, or to the bar where you guys were, the common room of the inn where you were all staying, looking for help with their storage warehouse, where they store much of the fish that is caught in the village. She has laid out before you that there is something that is breaking into the barrels of fish and eating them. She's looking for someone to investigate what is happening in the storehouse, what is breaking into these barrels, what is taking the fish and eating them. And she has offered, and you have agreed, on a price of 10 gold each, should you clear out the issue in the storehouse. So, you have made your way to her storehouse. She has opened the door for you, and you stand at the stairs into the basement of the fishery. These stairs are wooden and creak with age. You can clearly see in the center of the room, between stone pillars holding up the fishery overhead, that the barrels that are filled with salted fish, some of them are broken on the sides and fish are spilled out, and very clearly something had its way with the preserved fish. Two of these three barrels you see that are absolutely smashed open. Looking around, you see on the eastern side of the storeroom, there's a massive hole in the wall that seems to lead further underground. What would you guys like to do here as you stand looking at this? The smell of fish is kind of overwhelming. It's a bit damp. It is the cellar of the fishery is overhead. So this is the storeroom in the cellar where they keep everything cool.
Munch.
Bob would be the first one in. He would push past everybody. And he would hop down. Is this a ramp or is this
Yeah, it's a ramp. Are you gonna jump the railing and hop down?
Yep.
Give me a dexterity. Check.
First
Actually,
roll.
it would be
First
a
roll.
dexterity save. Nope, not a dexterity save. Yeah, it's a dexterity save.
Okay, so
Reflex save.
Reflex save. Thank you, Rick. I'm like, dexterity isn't right. They call it something else. I'm like, no, they call it no, it's a reflex save. Yes.
all right.
We'll get there.
17.
17, yeah. You hop over the railing, land on your feet, 10 feet down. No problem. You're standing right there.
I'm going to
Hey, Munch. Maybe we get
Yeah.
lucky and this thing poisoned itself. Why don't you go try some of that fish and see if it's any good?
Okay. I will follow and do the same as Bob, and I will attempt to jump over the railing at the exact same place he jumped over the railing.
I'm going to need a reflex save from both of you.
Dick. 21.
Yes.
10.
You go ahead. Bob, go ahead and make a 5-foot step in a direction. And then I need you. See, you slip on some of the fish guts that are on the floor there, Munch, and you end up falling on your bum and take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, hey,
Oh man, I feel
side note, I
feel like-
noticed that a couple people weren't at full health when we started. I feel like Cooch and Genius might have been one health point, 1 hit point down. So just be aware.
Strangely, some of them are 1 hit point up, but show as red, I think. Or is that
Yeah, Ryan's got one.
that one up or one down?
Ryan's one up. Munch is even right now. Bob's even. Chuck is one up for whatever reason. I don't know why that is.
Oh, on my screen I show I'm 15 of 15, so I'm gonna
Okay.
go with it.
All right, we'll call
on
it
my
good.
screen I show I'm 18 of 18, so I'm very confused. But
Oh,
This is something that I wonder if this
After Munch lands on his bottom, Chuck will go down the ramp the correct way.
I'll start licking the fish on the floor, and so I can report back to Chuck.
All right. Just starting to get down on all fours, start licking the guts.
Lady Syl will just walk down the ramp, kind of elegantly, shaking her head. Remember, boys, we're here to solve the fish problem, not eat all the fish.
But it could be poisoned, and maybe if the beast ate it and poisoned itself, it'll die on its own. And job done. 40 gold. We're rich.
Nobody's trying to save poisoned fish in the storeroom, boy.
I believe the lady is correct.
As
How
you
much-
guys are debating the fish and eating the fish and what we're doing, out of the hole in the east side of the room bursts a large rat the size of a dog. And he's not alone.
Hmm.
And we will need to roll initiative. And
Ah!
is that all the right size?
Is initiative a thing that we roll?
It's you roll your perception.
So
Perception.
now, if I was reading correctly, it doesn't always have to be perception if somehow starting the combat was related to some other activity.
Correct.
That you can use almost anything if you can justify a reason for it. But seems like them walking into the room is just a normal thing.
They're hungry. They're coming up to
So
eat.
19.
20.
Let me try this once. If I do this.
I rolled a 23, so I hope I don't have to re-roll.
Oh, wow. Can I? Oh, no, you won't have to reroll. I'm learning how the combat tracker within Wanderer's Guide works. So I actually got to go in and select for it to not roll for you guys. All right. What did they roll? How did that work?
You're asking the
Oh,
wrong
there
person.
it is. I see. Okay, cool. What did you have, Munch?
23.
3.
Gotta get used to being called that.
Okay, and then Chuck.
And
Bob.
16. Also, I just realized we missed a good opportunity to call myself Neil and Bob.
Neil and Bob. And then Lady Syl.
Wait, Neil, Bob,
19.
and Munch?
Nice. Can I adjust the name on the fly? Yes, I can. That's awesome, because I gotta give the rats letters. So I can keep shit straight.
The other thing, and I usually have been keeping track of combat on paper. The thing about Pathfinder that we learned is that your initiative doesn't always stay in the same order depending on what happens and choices you make. So
Yeah.
makes it a lot harder to keep track of on paper, I think. But
Mhm.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting here. It's also really interesting is the in Pathfinder they tell you to roll an initiative for each group of enemies. I don't see how to do that in this Wanderer's Guide, so I'm going to give them all the middle initiative because they're all one group.
They're all
So
30
the-
initiative. Fight!
All right.
Nope. I'm taking away the 24.
Taking away the 4. Moving slow.
Putting them all at the same initiative in the middle. The one that rolled the middle initiative. So there'll be 2 of you before and 2 of you after. So how that ends up being then. All right, so at a 23, Munch leads off the initiative. You are prone. I mean, you're on all fours. So
I thought I might be.
you have 3 actions, sir. What would you like to do?
Now, let me make sure this is because Pathfinder is going to be a little different. I think the rage doesn't go away as long as there's a visible enemy.
That is an interesting consideration.
I can look that up, but I think it matters here. Knowing that I'm not going to get a swing in, I definitely am going to stand up, which I think is an action.
Standing is 1 action, yes.
I am going to rage.
Okay, is that 1 action?
And raging is 1 action.
Excellent. 1 more action, sir. What would you like to do?
And I am going to, since I know I'm not going to get there in time, I am going to use, let's see. I am going to use Demoralize, and since I have Intimidating Glare, actually, no, I'm just going to yell. Well, no, they have to be able to speak my language for that, right? So I'm just going to make.
That's why you want Demoralize.
I'm going to do the Intimidating Glare and make a really mean, snarly, growly face at them.
Show your teeth with all the fish guts hanging out of it. Like, this is my stuff.
Oh, yeah. Gross.
There's a piece hanging off the side. It's great. That'll be my turn.
Okay. What is it? Can you read Intimidating or Demoralize for me?
Yes. I love the clicking ability within this. Attempt an intimidation check against the target's will DC.
Okay.
All right, so I got to do that. Intimidation check.
You do have to target 1.
Okay, it's 1. Okay, the one that's closest to me then.
Okay, so A. Oh, yeah, I got to tag all these. This guy is A.
Probably the one that came through the wall first, I guess.
Yeah.
They're about the same distance, so A.
B.
Unfortunately, I only rolled a 9, so I'm hoping they have really low will.
And D. Okay. So A, where is his will save? There's his will save. How do I roll this? Can I? Where is the rolling? That is my question.
If you click on it, it'll pop up a side window, and then you can roll right from that side window.
I have a different view than you guys.
In our characters, there was a turn on dice rolling at the bottom of the dice roller.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have that also to turn on before it'll actually.
No, I do not. So it is. Okay, that does that.
I guess worst case, you might be able to do it within you created an LE character.
Yeah.
If you need a roller, but
I'm sure there's a roller and I'm not seeing the button.
There's a little carrot on the upper left side of my screen. Little blue carrot, open sheet tools.
Yep, when you click on that, that'll pop out Toggleables Dice Roller Campaign.
Left. Nope, I got nothing like that in my thing. So I will roll.
Would you like me to roll something? Since it's related to something I did? It's no fun for you if you don't get to roll, but...
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm missing a step, which is what I'm wondering.
What is its will bonus?
Go ahead and roll a will save. It is a +3.
All right, it rolled an 8 plus 3 is 11.
11. So that
which is better than my 9. So it is more interested in the fish hanging out of my mouth than the teeth that are in my mouth.
Yeah. It's like, I'm hungry.
That is pretty distracting, not gonna lie.
Yeah. All right. And that completes Munch's turn because that was all 3 of his actions.
That was all 3, yep.
Lady Sill, it is your go. What would you like to do?
All right, so Sill's going to get into A 30-foot range,
Okay.
and we'll try to cast a spell.
All right. So you should be able to move yourself 30 feet with your
So
first
that's
action.
stride.
Or, yep, you're using the stride
So
action.
I'm going to
move.
stride with one action, and then I'm going to cast Divine Lance. Divine Lance is a beam of divine energy. A ranged spell attack against the target's AC. And I will A is right in my face, so I'm gonna shoot at him.
All right. Note you have 25 feet of movement. I said 30, but
Oh yeah, it's still
you're
I
still
ran out
plenty. You're good.
a
Yeah.
place to go. Yep. So 21 attack.
21 does hit its AC.
Okay. And then
It is not 10 or greater, though. So
indeed.
Oh,
it is a
that's
So it
right.
deals 1d4 plus 3.
1d4 plus 3.
And it rolled 4, so it is 7.
Nice.
And I don't understand why it says the word double, but I don't understand that.
Maybe you hit double because when you critically succeed damage, you roll out all your damage, you add all your bonuses to it, and then you double it.
Okay.
That's how criticals work. It is your complete damage rolled out, and then you double that number.
I like that.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Oh, okay, I
Cool.
see. So it just says double.
Yeah, so when you roll it, and then if you got the crit, you just hit double and you get your number.
cool thing I just found in when I was clicking, there's a little star. If you click on whatever weapon you're using, there's a little star in the corner of it that says enable critical hit.
Oh,
So that's a way for weapons. I don't know if spells work the same way, but I just found that there's a button it gives you another button or it enhances your buttons to a critical hit. So
very nice.
And
Very
so
nice.
just as to conclude my turn, John,
Yes.
I would normally think to hide here, but I don't have an action to do so. So
Do
I'm
you
not
have-
able to hide. Is that true?
Correct. But do you have any movement left at all?
I do not have any movement
Okay.
left.
We'll
Dude.
see that barrel you're next to. You may get a circumstance bonus for being kind of behind it. You won't be the
Alright,
best.
real
I
good.
was thinking if you could step behind that, anything between that and you would.
no,
And I mean, these are giant rats, so the circumstance bonuses are going to be minimal because they got to get in melee range.
Makes sense to me. Well, my
I think you
turn's
said
over. Then.
I think you said last week or the week before that you have to complete an action before taking the next one.
Yes.
So the striding
yes.
action
Yep,
had
correct.
to be completed. That just making sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Remember,
I am
'cause like you said,
DM.
that DM always overrules. So if that's something you don't like in there,
No, I
core
actually
rules,
really
then,
like it. I just am
there's-
so
there's-
used to saying you have if you have movements, then you can
Right.
still move.
I mean, there's enough moving pieces to keep track of. We don't need to have
Yeah,
more.
exactly. Well, so what do these got? It's their
All right,
turn.
first
as well.
turn done. First turn.
Woo. All right.
You
so
survived.
Yeah.
That spell was 2 actions, right? That's how that works. Like,
Indeed, sir. Yep, that spell
Okay.
cost me 2 actions.
Also, he survived because nobody else has gone yet.
15, 20,
yes,
25.
he survived the turn,
Shoot.
not the round.
Uh huh.
That rat moves there.
Looks like you're just out of reach.
20. Ooh. This one's going to get the munch.
All right. One
One.
cool thing about raging is I do get 3 temporary hit points.
That's
It's
fun.
based on, I think it's just level plus something or level plus con. I don't know what it is, but it gave me 3.
I actually need dice.
Level plus con.
This is wild. I will be right back. 1 second.
Physical dice.
Hey, quick, kill the rats. Also, I have
Throw all the rats in the trash and see what happens when he gets back.
right. I don't know. They just went away.
What?
The
fish must have been poisoned.
I have the song "This Is to the Rats" or "To the
Just
Rats"
died.
stuck in my head, Cooch. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
I'm grabbing my small dice because I need some dice. So I'm getting sick of not having stuff to click on. I will have to look for a solution for that, or maybe I just use these little dice. Because
Jeff, your rage ends when there is no longer a perceived enemy or you fall unconscious. Those are the only two ways after a minute.
Hey,
You
there we go.
know, it's after you read it, then I should probably not have done it if I wasn't attacking because I take a -1 penalty to AC when I'm raging.
Ooh.
That is
All
correct.
right.
So I probably should have waited. But
Well, this is a
hey, we're
9.
learning.
This is a 9 to bite you.
That'll miss.
All right. So he misses. See, this guy's going to move in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, shit. They have 3 actions, don't they?
You do.
Is
I
that
don't
how
know.
that works? That is how that works.
They can move, and attack.
Oh my fucking god.
Yikes.
I'm messing this up. Second action for
new.
A. Second action for A is to actually step to Lady Frost and attack. Or strike as their third action. Does a 12 hit Lady Sill?
Does not.
You were worried about your AC.
Yeah. I don't even know why. She just steps elegantly away.
I'm going to take the third action for D as well, which will be a second attack, which is at a -5. Which is a... Let's see. Oh, there's math in Pathfinder.
I would argue that there was
17
math in
minus
D&D.
5 is 14 to hit.
That's a miss.
That is a miss. Okay, so A and D are done. C is... Or let's do B.
You got lazy with the D&D Beyond roller, John. You got lazy.
Yeah. 10, 15, 20, 25. Chuck. That's his second move, so he gets 1 attack on you, or 1 strike on you. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That hits.
That feels hitish.
Oh, cool. I just noticed. No, in
You're
Wonder
dead.
Side, they lay out all. If you choose to strike 3 times, they lay out what your bonus is for each strike. It's a +7, a +3, and a -1.
Oh, I thought you did something super critical, and it was
No.
oh cool. We'll get to see how this works. Character dies.
I didn't ask how big the room was.
Owlbear
exactly.
bursts into flames.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? I'm trying to figure out what this is.
That looks like a breakfast sandwich, and now I am hungry. First it was Costco cake, and now it's breakfast sandwich.
Yep.
My fault.
I don't think you care, do you?
Not in the
No.
slightest.
That is 2 piercing damage.
2 damage. Got it.
Ouch.
Yep. All right.
Damn it.
And then C has 2 actions yet. He can't go. Well,
I can take it.
I'm gonna go here, and then because he's trying to fit through these barrels, I'm gonna have him make a dexterity check to get through the barrels.
Let's see. There are rules for squeeze.
Is there? What is the rules for squeeze? Do you have the rules for
Oh.
squeeze available?
First rule
Find
for
it.
squeeze is you don't talk about squeeze.
Squeeze. You contort yourself to squeeze through a space so small. Blah 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 blah. So there's success. You squeeze through in 1 minute per 5 feet.
Oh,
Critical success, 1 minute per 10 feet, and critical failure, you become stuck. This action is for exceptionally small spaces. Many tight spaces are difficult terrain that you can
Okay.
move through more quickly without a check.
okay, cool.
Let's go.
All right. So he gets through, but he comes up short of getting to Bob. So then he's going to use his last action to move to Bob. And then it is Bob's turn.
Oh, hi.
Here comes your enemy. Go ahead. You get all your actions to swing on him. If you
Yeah, I
want.
do. seeing him come through, I am going to. Okay, there we go.
Try to squeeze through faster.
Yeah. Squeeze through faster. That's what she said.
Hmm.
I'm going to push. So, okay, here's a question for you that I thought about last night, and this is going to be my first attempt.
Okay.
John, with my shield, with the spikes on it. Technically, it would be an attack if I tried to push him away with the shield, with the spikes?
It would be an action.
Can I call
It's
it
the
an
shove action.
Yep.
But it has spikes, so would I be rolling an attack
So,
on it?
so shove is an attack action, so it counts towards your number of attacks per turn. So if you shove and then attack, it counts as your second attack, and you get the penalty. So no matter where you put that shove, it's going to apply as a count towards your number of attacks.
Okay.
That's something we will have to get used to.
All right. I am going to yell, "This is to the rats," and I'm going to flail him, which I switched out. I sold my old flail and bought the war flail. So instead of being 1d6, it's now 1d10.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I'm going to flail him. 25 hit.
Yeah, 25 hits. Hang on.
Is
hang
that-
on.
is
Which
that-
one is this? This is C. That's what I'm about to look at. That is a critical success.
Dun,
Tom
dun,
Norman.
dun.
So on a critical specialization effect, the target is knocked prone on a crit.
Critical specialization effect only takes place if you've got the right feat to activate it, which with fighters I think is level 5.
Oh, boo.
So you still get the crit hit, you just don't get the specialization yet.
Way to shit in my Cheerios, Rick.
A 1d10
Sorry.
crit, Tom. This thing may end up prone anyways. Like
Yeah.
dead prone.
Yeah, so you should see the little star to make it a critical for the damage.
So that'd be 14.
Yeah. How does this guy die, Tom?
I flail. What the hell movie is it? What's the Mel Gibson one where he's Scottish?
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
yeah.
Is it Braveheart where he takes the flail and bonks him on the face and face goes mush?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so
the rat.
face goes much.
It's one of the first movies in my life where I was watching that and I went, ugh.
Yeah. Face goes mush on the rat.
Yeah. So the rat's head splatters and the blood and brains of the rat's head mix with some of the fish guts on the floor.
Mmm.
I was just waiting for Munch. Munch's mouth starts watering.
I will then yell,
delicious.
"I have taken first blood," and I will go 25 feet.
That's one.
Yep,
He's
that's one.
literally gonna pull the Legolas Gimli thing all freaking campaign long.
And Munch can't even count to 3.
Accurate. And then I'm
Coincidentally, Munch always thinks he's winning, which pisses off Bob because Bob doesn't. Bob's like, no, there are rules.
Pick 3, my lord.
how far is it from me to Lady Longshanks over there?
Lady Longshanks? Well, I mean, these are 5-foot squares. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You would actually probably come up. Are you 25 or 30 feet in movement?
I'm 25.
So, yeah, the square I put you in.
Oh, I moved myself back.
All right. Here, I got
You
you.
also
I got
have
you.
that difficult terrain to squeeze between the barrels.
Oh, yeah. So you'll probably be one.
Oh,
one
yeah, 'cause
back.
those
Actually,
are-
no.
Those are pillars
yeah.
on the left and right, right?
Yep. So right about there with your movement. So
Uh,
you swung and then you moved.
I'll
You want to
double.
move again?
I'll double move. Yeah,
Stride.
I'll come up.
Stride again.
I'll stride to right behind.
Yep.
Actually,
That one.
and
Ooh, that is.
Do the
Do
flank
that.
thing.
Do that. Because
No.
that. Yeah.
Too far. Or I don't know if it matters. But
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, the map is kind of janky. So
fine.
with,
I'll move myself right here. How does that sound?
Yeah. Either way, there is a direct. The thing is, it's from the center of the box to the center of the box, and if it contacts the enemy, I mean, it engages. It happens. So that is good. We will bring that up on probably Lady Cell's turn. Chuck.
Eat them. Eat the rat. Eat the rat.
Chuck and melee.
Chuck and melee.
Oh yeah,
I can still throw in melee. There's no disadvantage in this system, right? So I'm not.
There's no disadvantage, but there is something that happens.
If they have a reaction and you do something, maybe there's a.
If I would do something that requires the manipulate action,
yes.
If I'm just doing
a
strike, which doesn't have a manipulate
well,
action.
it has a manipulate trait. So is manipulate on the trait of your bombs? That's what it would be.
Consumable, fire, splash, thrown. Thrown is there. And is ranged weapon when thrown. Thrown weapon adds strength modifier to damage like melee weapon does. Range increments. Doesn't say so.
Okay, cool. Then I think we're good. You're not manipulating, so you can do without penalty.
I have quick bomber. I don't have to pull it from my pack. So okay. So yeah, I will. The one in front of me, I'm just going to toss some alchemist fire on him.
Do.
Let's see if this works.
Is there a range of damage, or is it just like a 5-foot square for?
It does have splash damage, but because of being a bomber, I can restrict that to just affecting him.
Cool.
So let's see what we do here. That is a 21 to attack.
That does hit.
All right. It's 1d8 fire damage plus 1. So that will be 7 fire damage to him. Then he gets also another 1 from the splash, so it will be 8 fire damage to him.
Would you like to describe how he dies?
he just burns to a nice little crisp as a rat kebab for Munch to eat later. That's a cooked
Munch,
rat.
I cooked one for you.
Pushed rat.
You talked about mouth-watering before.
The smell of cooked rat mixes and mingles with the fish in the chamber.
All right, and then I have
2 more actions yet.
Actions left.
Right? Is it 1 action to throw?
Yes, it's a strike.
It's a strike.
Yeah. And then I will go, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to get behind this pillar here.
Cool.
And then I will use the take cover action as my third action.
Awesome. So that gives you the -4 circumstance bonus, right?
Yep, plus 4 circumstance bonus to reflex saves on the AC.
There you go. Awesome. All right. That moves us back to the top, which would be Munch.
Yeah. Well, I am all excited about getting to hit this guy. So I am going to strike with a great pick. And that is a 16.
A 16 just hits.
What a great pick.
It is a great pick. Let me just see it. If I turn that, I don't know if it automatically is applying the rage, the extra damage for the rage. I don't know, but 13 damage, maybe 15 if it matters.
It doesn't either way. Would you like to describe how this one dies?
Pick goes right through the side of its head. Yeah, just kind of skewers it.
In one ear hole, out the other.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I'll look over and see that the other one's pretty much taken care of, so I will use my other 2 actions to start chewing on this one.
Right.
Ugh. This is going to be a really gross first adventure, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the bones still in it, you're going to hear the crunching and the munching.
I would like to do a
That might
Constitution
be-
saving throw, please.
Fortitude save?
Fortitude.
If you want to make a fortitude save, go ahead.
I would.
Make a fortitude save.
21.
Yep.
Oh, you're fine. That'll be my turn.
Yeah.
Lady Sill, we are to you. You have 3 actions. You have a rat in front of you and an ally on the back side of him, which applies a condition to him called flat-footed. You have a +2, or he actually has a -2 to his AC because he is surrounded by people.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
How big is the barrel next to me?
It's 10 feet by like tall. It would, I
Yeah.
imagine, probably 6-8 feet chest level, or 6-8 feet chest level. Holy up, 4 or 5 feet chest level.
All right then. Since this guy is right in front of me, then I'll try a different spell this time. A chill touch.
Wait, and this one is it actually chilling and touching?
It is touching. Yep. I've got to be right up on it. So
Get down on
my
it.
hand radiates a pale darkness. My touch
Ooh.
weakens the living and disorients the dead. So it is a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude saving throw.
Yeah.
That's a 12.
And it's 16, so he
Oop.
fails it.
He fails by
So
4. It's not a critical failure.
it is 7 damage, 1d4 plus 3.
Would you like to describe how your chill touch kills
Yeah.
the giant
Yeah, it's
rat?
basically looks like a weird little gravity bomb where it like sucks in on itself. And what's left looks like a little rat turd, but you know the whole rat is just in this little.
Nice.
Mm.
Chill touch kind of like dehydrates and like dry freezes down and down.
Mm.
Rat is now in pill form.
Trail ration.
Yes. Ooh, a trail ration.
And this is why I keep you guys all around.
We are out of initiative then.
So are we just your traveling cooks at this point? Munch,
This seems like it.
traveling
That seems
chefs,
accurate.
traveling
Mhm.
gourmet.
That seems accurate. You know what these things
Yeah.
are.
There's only 2 ways to cook them. There's raw and less raw.
So as we're learning, I did look up some of the rules. For the ranged attack would have provoked an attack of opportunity just because it's a ranged attack in melee.
Okay.
Any ranged attack does. Also, Kukta's spell has somatic component. A somatic component is considered manipulate and would have also triggered an AoE if the creature had one.
Okay.
If you-
So,
For
but the
future
creature needs the attack of opportunity to do
Yes.
it, right?
Mhm.
If they have that feat.
That is a feat
I don't know
that the
if rats
creatures
did.
would have. Okay. The rats did not, so we did actually play that, right? That would have applied to both situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Cool. See, we're learning, folks.
We're learning.
And I'm getting
All
my
right,
dice.
and I lose my
Okay.
remaining temporary hit points. I did not get to use them, but that's okay. They were tasty.
Is okay. Cool. And then I'm gonna do something fun, at least for this beginner adventure. You all get 80 experience points.
Yay!
Oh, wait, where is it? Where is it?
Where is it? Yeah, it's around somewhere.
You got it, Tom? You got it? You got
There it
it?
is.
Yay!
So,
There's a
what would
little
you
box
guys?
for experience. You guys can record that in.
Yep. What would you guys like to do next?
Well, you know what I'm doing, so you might want to just ask the rest of them.
Munch
Lady
is eating.
Sill, I would just like to cast detect magic, since Feels like something she would do.
How?
And it
What
just
is the?
At 30 feet, sends out a pulse that registers just the presence of magic.
30 feet from where you are.
And if there's any illusions, it has to be equal to my level, or I can't detect the illusion.
Yeah, you do not see any magic in the immediate area.
Cool.
Directed
sensing.
towards Munch. Sir, if you continue to chew those rats that loudly, you will end up with my lunch on your boots, sir.
I love that he's such a proper orc. Half orc.
Yeah, he's proper for now.
I'll chew slower, but not necessarily quieter. Like, picture slow crunching a Dorito.
You mean like
But
a kid intentionally chewing a carrot really loudly and slowly in somebody's ear,
Pretty much.
but by accident?
But the difference is Munch actually thinks that slower means quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Like he thinks he's being quieter doing it.
In disgust, I'm going to go walk towards the entrance to this cave.
All right, you're looking down in the old cave.
Yep.
Ooh, I get to do this. Haha, fun. Fog of War is fun, Tom.
It is,
Lady
isn't it?
Syl is she's just gonna check the room. I don't know how you do this in Pathfinder. Do you investigate the room?
You can investigate. Yeah. That is a thing on your character sheet, right? Investigation.
It isn't. Maybe.
It's probably called something else. There's a seek.
Yeah.
There is an investigate if you, under the when you go to actions. There's encounter, exploration, and downtime. Click on the exploration one.
That makes sense.
Got it. Okay.
Part of me is gonna like, where do I find? Oh, here we go. Actions. Actions.
Scout.
Holy
It
Exploration.
doesn't
crap,
really
there's a
say
lot
there's
of...
a role for it though.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem right either, does it?
Investigate.
So there is a seek, which is more of an action.
So
I think that's not quite as in depth as an investigate, but
you need to use recall knowledge.
Where the hell's that? Oh, you can click on it.
You can use any skill that has recall knowledge action while investigating, but the GM determines whether the skill is relevant to the clues you could find. That'd be interesting. Maybe it's not investigate. What was the other one you said? Seek? Search.
is there a search?
Yes, there's a search.
Okay, it's under exploration again.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So searches you seek meticulously. So
Yeah,
that's
so
like
seek.
not just one action's worth, but a continuous.
Yeah, so I'm gonna search, but there's nothing to roll or anything. I'm just searching. So like I'm searching for hidden doors, moving barrels out of the way to see if there's anything.
It says if you
underneath
come across a secret door, an item, or a hazard while searching, the GM will attempt a free secret check to seek if you notice the hidden object.
Seek.
So
the seek takes one action. You select the. Oh, that's a specific. If you're using seek to search for objects, including secret doors and hazards, you search up to a 10-foot square adjacent to you. Oh God.
oh,
You know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have you make
so that's where search and seek are different.
Perception, yeah.
a perception check.
Yeah, the search
roll.
is like a constant seek because we're not in combat. So it's like I'm moving 10 feet, I'm seeking. I'm moving 10 feet, I'm seeking. I'm moving 10 feet.
So what I'm gonna do is just have you make one perception check for the room instead of having you make 30 of them.
Can I make one but less on that I'm looking for something and more that I'm eating through things and coming across things randomly.
Yes.
I only have a 12 on my perception check.
If you're on the
16 for me, but I'm generally concentrated on the areas with what I consider food.
you scanning around the room, there's nothing unusual about the room of what you would find for a fishery. Like if you go to the north, there's the tools and bottles and stuff. The bottles are like brine to help store the fish, pickle the fish. A lot of the tools are like for cleaning the fish. This seems to be like a processing area to store the fish, and they store them in the barrels, and the barrels are falling apart.
Got her. All right.
Chuck would like to take a look at the hole in the wall. He's trying to determine, was it a blast that made it? Was it a creature like pushing through it? What caused this
What
hole?
caused the hole in the wall?
All just on its own?
The floor looks like it might have been like someone created it. It doesn't look like it was blasted. It might have been like picked away or carried away.
So somebody
Looks like-
deliberately broke into this room?
It looks like something came in from the outside into this room.
Does he see anything animal, more like claw marks that like an animal busted in here, or does it look like you said, picks? Does he see tool work on it that looks like somebody actually tried to break into this room and steal something out of it?
Yes. I'm scrolling
Cool.
through. Yes, there is something that it looks like something sentient was breaking in here. So it wasn't like the rats. It wasn't rats. It was something with like pickaxes and weapons that forced their way in.
Why would somebody want to break in here and steal fish?
Munch looks up like, duh, and then goes back to eating.
Okay, you would break in here and steal fish. I get it. But the rest of us?
Well, one can only assume, if one were smart enough, such as I, that there must have been gold or something stored in this cellar.
But there's probably something of more value in here that's not here anymore.
Correct. That
She didn't.
is the correct assumption.
Tamerley.
She didn't tell us that. She just wanted us to check into why people broke in.
Well, shall we go find out? I'm gonna start walking in.
All right.
All right, I will take the pelleted rat and the cooked rat and save those for later because there was plenty to eat in this room.
So here's a question, Munch. Do you have like snares that you would attach to your belt that you would just kind of keep food dangling?
I probably just stuff it right in the backpack with the rest of my belongings. So I mean, it's not like.
So literally everything you carry is going to be like greasy rat.
Yeah.
He's got a freeze-dried rat and a cooked rat, and he knows that makes a mess in his bag. He's likely.
I mean,
like,
I don't mind so much, but I know other people mind.
I'm picturing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire where they throw the dead ferrets to the hippogriff. And...
Yeah.
I just picture us handing him something, him putting it in his backpack, and then him pulling it back out full of rat grease.
Yeah. It's probably not that far off.
Exactly.
So as you guys approach here, the light from the interior of the fishery slowly fades, and you get to the edge of this, and it drops off into darkness. This line right here, that is a cliff that
I
drops
have
down.
low light vision. Is that the same as dark vision?
No.
I
have dark vision.
Okay.
I have dark vision.
Okay. And Ryan, does your in the end
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
does that character have dark vision? What you're gonna be for the main campaign? I don't know if you want to pop to your other character sheet and look at it.
Okay, so
Be
sorry.
slightly
Good
annoying.
question.
So it's right under the perception bonus.
I
Yeah,
have-
if you click on it
my
and
human
then
has normal vision. I'm working on it. I didn't have that character out.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can tell you
thermal.
have low light vision. I popped it up for you.
so a creature with
Yeah, I
low
have
light
low light
vision
vision.
can see in dim light as though it were bright light, so it ignores the concealed condition due to dim light.
Yep.
So darkness
So
still affects me. Us.
So this cliff is it's a short climb down. It's rather slippery.
So then, are we still in dim light on the cliff, or does that where
Yeah.
are we losing it to darkness?
I mean, you're losing it to on the cliff is dim light, and then it descends into darkness
okay.
because the light from the fishery just kind of hits. You can see the back wall over here where
Mhm.
you guys are. The light kind of hits that wall, but at a certain point where that shadow from that light below it, you can't really see.
Chuck knows the lady and aren't real good at seeing in the dark, so he's gonna take one of the torches out of his pack, light it, and throw it down the cliff at
All
its
right.
bottom, and cast some light down there.
Okay. Looking down there is a pile of like rocks and see like some candles and like scraps of rope and stuff down there. Like some stuff was like a pile of stuff was left behind. Like someone kept coming back here and climbing, and then when they'd leave, they'd just throw the climbing tools down on the ground. Unfortunately, that's a lot of reach for you guys right now.
Tom.
There's nobody left like a rope or something tied up here from the last time they climbed.
Nope, they seem to when they're smart enough to take the rope down.
I've got a grappling hook, so we should be able to.
As do I.
Do you have rope?
Hook it and grapple.
Yeah, rope comes in the adventurers pack.
I
Okay.
think the people who broke
yeah.
in here were geniuses.
Do you
Cover their tracks.
In case it matters, I also have the underground lore. My lore skill is in underground terrain.
Okay.
In case it matters, I think it's just for survival checks for
Mhm.
underground stuff. So
Did you say
I
that it
Find a good
was?
place to hook that up.
Did you say that it was like a straight drop down, John, or was it like a steep drop?
It's a steep, slippery drop. This is going to take an athletics check to climb down.
What if I slid on my butt?
You're gonna fall.
Die.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a steep drop. It's not something where you can scoot on your butt and scoot down. No,
that's
you're
what I
gonna-
was. That was my question. Yeah, if it was like
It's
straight
gonna be
down,
out
or if
here.
it was like a.
Yeah, it's pretty much straight down.
can I wedge the grappling hook into the rock at the top somewhere and attempt to climb down?
Yes, you may.
And I say attempt because I know there's a competitive person who might try to get ahead of me. But
You literally took the words right out of my mouth. Once that's secured, I'm gonna say,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm the best at climbing. Let me go down and make sure it's safe."
Do you let him just go down, or do you fight him to go down?
I don't know that it's a competition, so I just let him.
Okay. Make an athletics check to climb down, Bob.
The grappling hook itself says to anchor a grappling hook, make an attack roll with the secret trait against a DC depending on the target. So now this is a little different because I'm not throwing a grappling hook.
You're not throwing a grappling hook. You're basically tying off a rope, but you're
Yeah.
using your grappling hook to secure it. So,
I don't know if that just affects the DC or what. But
there are numerous places to wedge this in. It's not going to require anything. The fact that you're using a rope alters the DC of this. So
Okay.
that's the important thing.
17.
17. Yes. That is a success. You climb down with very little issue and get to the bottom. Who's next?
Once I get to the bottom, I'm gonna go grab the torch.
Okay. Yep.
So we're making an athletics check here.
Yep. Athletics check. Climb down the cliff.
I'll go.
All right.
Being the chivalrous person that I am, I'm going to stand underneath to catch her in case she falls.
Okay.
8.
Good thing you said something.
Tom, would you say you are aiding her? Are you helping with the rope or anything, or were you just literally standing there to catch her if she falls?
Well, I have the torch in one hand, so I would be, depending upon how close she gets, I would probably support her.
So you have a shield and a weapon. I assume your weapon is stowed.
Yeah, I would have stowed. In order to climb down, I wouldn't have climbed down with a shield and.
That's true.
So you're putting a hand up to like support her butt
Yeah.
or foot as she comes down. Okay, I need you to make an athletics check as you aid her.
$26.
26. That is a critical success, which gives you a +2 circumstance bonus. So your roll is a 10, Lady Sill, which means you make it down safely.
Woo woo!
An 8 would not have.
Teamwork
And
makes the
a
dream work.
success would have only been a +1, which it would not have as well.
Munch.
Munch.
Yeah.
Can we do this? Can we do this a little differently for me? I'm not the best at climbing. Here, I pull the rope back up.
Do you want to ride on my back?
That could work. Well, that might be. Well, yeah, that could work. Otherwise, I was going to tie the rope and you could lower me down, but I can try your hold on your back.
Whichever. I mean, Munch will do whatever. You know that.
I'll use my rope and I'll tie myself to Munch.
You'll use your rope to tie yourself to Munch. Okay.
All right.
And then Munch is
He'll wear me
climbing
like
down.
a backpack.
All right. Is anyone helping them from below?
So what you're saying is you can be a backpack while I climb?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm actually going to suggest
He's
to
Yodaing on your Luke Skywalker.
Lady
Yeah.
Frost that we stand back. I'm going to be like, lady, we may want to watch our distance.
Bob,
Lady
I'll
Frost
shovel
knows-
for the lady and just let's get out of the way.
Make
Bill
an
knows how
athletics
dangerous
check.
it is now, so she's out of the way.
It is a 17.
17. Yes, you climb down the rope with Chuck on your back without any issues.
Nice.
Nicely
Thanks,
done.
Munch.
Do you untie Chuck from your back?
It's up to Chuck. I think he kind of tied himself on.
All right. Yeah, I
But
suppose Chuck has all the ties and knots by him.
I'm assuming we're gonna have to come back out, so I probably just leave the grappling hook and the rope here.
Okay.
Unless Chuck says anything about it.
I was gonna say, make sure that you mark that off of your inventory then, because you won't
Yeah.
be able to use that further in the dungeon.
Munch. What do you got for a weapon, Jeff?
I have a great pick, but then I also have javelins and a battle axe.
Why don't you help me down? Let me see your pick for a second there. And I'm gonna put something on it, but then you can't touch it. You can only touch the handle. Don't touch the pick.
Don't put it in
Okay.
your mouth.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Don't pick my teeth with it.
Don't pick your teeth. No.
Is that something you
Don't eat
normally
it.
do?
Possibly.
Don't lick the
Oh, boy.
frosting off the end of the pickaxe.
I just take it. I only need an action, so I just take a couple seconds to coat your with some giant centipede venom. Remember that for your next attack. We can into those rules if that happens.
Okay.
All right. So, what would you guys like to do? You are all down the cliff face. There's a cave extending to the north.
I'll start walking north. Unless there's
Alright.
something tasty. Wait, are these mushrooms over here?
No, rocks and
Okay.
Every
They look like
50 feet or so, John, I do intend on sending out a detect magic pulse.
all right. I don't know that does anything up here specifically. No, it does not at this point. How far are we from? And it goes 30 feet, you said?
Yes, sir.
I saw Munch and Bob switching spots. I thought they were racing.
Okay, I know what.
I think that
As you
was the
guys-
intent, actually.
As you guys get to this, I'll keep this in mind. I'll have you walk through this room specifically because something may happen. As you enter this room, there are spider webs in this large open chamber, and there's patches of glowing blue fungus that. Here are your mushrooms, Jeff. that cling to the ceiling and walls. You can barely make out vast strands of webbing across the floors and walls of this cavern, stretching between the stalactites and stalagmites, almost like curtains hanging there.
Make sure my pick is ready.
From a gameplay standpoint, the spiderwebs on the ground are difficult terrain. You could attempt to carefully walk through them and avoid them, but walking with care is difficult, considered difficult terrain. So you can either just walk straight through them or you can try and avoid them.
All right. For now, I'm gonna walk kind of the center of the web, no web area.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be attempting to avoid the webs.
All right.
same.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check to avoid the webs.
All of us?
If you're trying to avoid the webs, yes.
17.
14.
14 for Lady Cell, 19 for Bob.
17.
17? Okay. Munch, Chuck, are you avoiding the webs or are you just walking?
7.
7? Okay.
So I'm not avoiding.
I critically failed with a 1.
Well,
I
just say
probably-
1.
I probably tried chewing on it and it got all sticky on my face.
Bob, 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 Bob.
So, Bob, you start navigating these webs fairly successfully. And then Lady Cell, you accidentally trip just one little thing, and you kind of hold your breath for a minute, and Chuck and Munch seem to have they're oblivious to the webs. Munch is like more concerned about these mushrooms. And Chuck just hasn't, like, he's walking like he doesn't even see the spider web.
Chuck is actively rolling in the webs.
Oh, cool, look at this. It could be like a blanket, man. And out of the darkness
Yeah.
comes a spider. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. Why can't I resize him? Actually, what size
You
is
mean
he?
you're gonna make them smaller, right?
I might not. Oh, yeah, I do. I make him smaller.
Oh, I was joking. I figured he'd be bigger.
He's the same size as you guys.
I
He's
thought he'd be
medium.
bigger.
Thought he'd be bigger. He comes rolling out of the darkness. This does not have grid lines. That's interesting. Or the other room kind of did. All right.
Yeah,
can't
that's
decide what it is.
the map itself would have to have the grid lines. I don't think Owlbear can add them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can play it loosey goosey. I may
there-
tweak you.
There's a measuring tool.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a measuring tool.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm 25 feet away from the
As am I.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to use the measuring tool to kind of figure out where you can go, that makes sense.
Oh wait. If I'm 25 feet away though, is that actually 50 feet?
Oh,
Yes.
We're 2.5. Yep.
Okay, so it's half.
Because the map scale is off.
Okay.
Yep.
So remember
I
that.
got to figure out how to make the map scale more accurate. I'll investigate that this week. It's the first time I've imported a map into Owlbear, so.
And it's difficult terrain through the webs.
Yes, it is difficult terrain through the webs. Roll initiative, which would be a perception check.
It's almost about that time.
20.
Uh, 18.
I gotta hit the right button. What is it again?
Perception.
Perception.
Oh, there we go. I'm like, what am I doing?
Perception.
22.
And Bob had a 22. Chuck,
11.
Lady
20.
Nice. And Munch.
18.
Well,
suck.
this spider has first go here. So he gonna move. What's his movement? His movement is 30. We can move to there. Grab that and move him to here. And then, yeah, he's going to use another stride to get to Bob. Somewhere around here. There we go. And then he is going to attack with his fangs.
Quick side note, John. Do we actually want to start that right now?
Holy hell! Let's back his ass up. Put him back where he was.
You can leave it right there.
You
He's
can leave
fine.
him. Yeah, you just have.
Well, I want to have this full turn.
Okay.
I want to set it where it's a full turn. The initiative is set, and we'll
Okay.
call it right here.
Can you run a quick down the initiative so I can just jot it down?
Spider, Bob, Sill, Munch, Chuck.
Thank you.
All right, and then just to clarify what you were really interested in here today, the Crime Dog did in fact play for Toronto, San Diego, and the Braves, finishing up in Tampa Bay.
All right, cool. We were all right. Awesome.
Yep, all of the above.
That's always the answer in multiple choice.
Yes.
Whenever you see it.
Just so that we don't forget for next week, I'm putting it out there. Bob's still carrying the torch, yes?
Yes, I believe you mean for 2 weeks because next week is
Oh
Easter.
yeah, Easter.
Happy Easter.
Yeah. So sadly, we got a taste, and now we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks.
That's all right. I'll dig into the character stuff a little bit more to understand what's going on here.
Yeah, I'll dig into some Wanderer's Guide stuff, see if I can watch a couple of videos on how to use the DM's tool.
I do like that everything seems clickable, so whenever there's a question, as soon as you can find the first step in the path, you can click your way through the path.
Yep.
It's like it's like a guide for wandering.
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm gonna have some notes here, like searching a room. Make sure we did that right. And look up stuff like that. As it comes up, we will learn how to play the game more.
I am
And
assuming everything that we're doing is perfect.
That's fair enough. Well, yeah, you know what the thing is if I say it's the rule, that's the rule. And
Mhm.
as long as we're all smiling and laughing and having a good time.
Right. So if we
succeeding.
missed something by searching the room wrongly, well then DM's the only one who knows that, and if he wants us to find it, he'll make us find it.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense to me.
I'll close it out then. We are Two
Bring
Nerds
us
and
home,
Quest.
Tom.
We are here every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, except for next Sunday because it is Easter. Join us at twitch.tv/TomMNorm, TOMMNORM. Let everybody else know that we are a show and a thing and that you are enjoying it and that they should also watch/download the podcast /join Patreon.
Consume the show /thing.
Yeah, yes. The best thing you can do. The best thing you can do is let everybody else know that that we are available, that we are around. Just letting other people know. The more ears and the more eyes we get, the more ears and eyes that we get on this thing, the more fun we can have, the more we can do for you. So let everybody know. Go to bit.ly/OurFun Discord. Join the Discord. Talk to us about movies and music, games and Pathfinder and D&D, and just all sorts of cheeky shenanigans. And
All the shenanigans.
all the shenanigans. Let us know what you think of the show. For me, for Rick, Cooch, for Genius, and for JC. Holy shit, that got longer. I am Norm. We'll catch you.
That's what she said.
We'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Mm-mm.